The Starlight Lounge presents An Evening with the Progressive Box.
Oh, what a great audience. Let's dim the lights for this next one. Oh, too much. There it is. Gotta get things just right. Like Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Tell us what you want to pay, and we help you find coverage options that fit your budget. And now, the mood is right. Wait, the lights are back on again. Trudy, can you? And now it's completely dark.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
SRN Survival Radio Network.
Hey, family. Welcome, and greetings. Welcome to the Paula G Show, where we expand your mindset through worldwide conversations right here on Survival Radio Network. Much love to V. Ferg for the Paula G Show opening theme music, Slow Earth. And V. Ferg's music can be found on iTunes and Amazon and SoundCloud. I'm so glad you all have joined me for another episode. My live listeners, I know a lot of you are listening live right here on Wednesday evening at 8:30 p.m. Thank you so much. I appreciate you all. My podcast listeners, those of you around the state of Georgia, and of course right here in the ATL, thank you all so much. I'm always so appreciative for each and every one of you tuning in. My military families, I've got you all listening overseas and right here in the U.S. of A., and I thank you all so much for your support. Much love to you. Much love to you. My truck drivers up and down the road, y'all are tuning into the Paula G Show. I'm flattered. I appreciate you. Thank you so very much. My worldwide listeners, I've got listeners in the UK. It's amazing, when you travel and you reach out to people and start communicating, and you really just realize just how many people, can relate to what it is that you are doing. So I'm really happy about that. My Positive Power 21 family, my journey with Paula G. Thank you all for tuning in, as well as my LMB Network family. The show, rebroadcast on two other networks, Positive Power 21, as well as the LMB Network on Friday mornings at 11 a.m. So if you missed the Paula G Show right here on Survival Radio Network, you can always go back to playback. But you have another opportunity on Friday as well at 11 o'clock in the morning. I tell you all each and every week, time is precious. There's always something that happens each week that just brings that to the forefront of my mind, whether it's a loss or, something that has occurred that has just been a total waste of time, which can really be frustrating at times, but time is precious. It's the one thing we can't get back. So for you to think it not robbery to spend some of your precious time with me is truly, truly appreciated. We have yet another great show this evening, and I'm looking forward to speaking with my guest this evening. When I say she is dynamic and diverse, she indeed is dynamic and diverse. So can't wait to speak with her this evening. My engineer is back riding shotgun. Mike Barnes, shouts out to you, love. I know it's been a challenging week or two. You all are back in school, and if any of you out there know anything about the high school environment and what life is like for a high school counselor around this time of year, it is no joke, and it is not for the weak of heart. So, my brothers, nice to have you back riding shotgun with me this evening, and much love also to Clark Garrison for sitting in the last couple of weeks. I hope we're back together for a minute, Mike. I hope so. Before you have to take a break again. But, the beginning of the year, after you get past that first, 30 days maybe, or the FTE numbers. I think that's it. You get past the FTE numbers, hopefully it hit cruise a little bit. But then it's time for the college applications and the college directs and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, it never ends. Never ends. So if you have a high school student or a son or a daughter, niece, nephew, grandchild, you need to go in and thank your child's counselor, because those are some hard-working folks. Also, shout out to my awesome, amazing, and dynamic associate producer. She holds it all together for me. Between her and Mike, I'm telling you, the two of them, they keep me on the air every week, and they make me sound good and look good and all that kind of stuff. So I appreciate both of them, Mike Barnes, my engineer, and Courtney Denise, my associate producer. Also, some of you kind of ask, well, hey, how can I keep up with what's going on in your world? Facebook group page, The Paula G Show, as well as my fan page, which is Paula G, or, well, now it's My Journey, because I'm so excited. I've got a TV show, which is an award-winning TV show. And this past weekend up in Baltimore, the 23rd Newsom Awards were held. And I was the proud recipient, along with Jerry Royce Live, of the 2018 Producers of the Year for My Journey with Paula G on Positive Power 21. And I'm so, oh my gosh, when I tell you, we always talk about stepping out in your dream, and you always talk about your passion and your destiny and all of those sorts, your purpose and all of those sorts of things, and when you really start to step out on it, it's a leap of faith when you really start to step out on it. And it's that thing that's for you, the doors start opening. And the doors have begun to open starting in September. My Journey with Paula G will be airing right here in the Atlanta area on a local cable network, my TV talk show. I'm so, so excited about that. And as well as I will continue my radio shows here on Survival Radio Network, L&B Network, Positive Power 21. So if you are a business or service and you are looking to expand your business or service in front of a growing audience, email me, Paula at paulagvoice.com, and let's talk about a sponsor package or advertiser package or something of that nature where we can get your product, business or service, in front of a growing audience, because we are now not only exposure on the internet, but also on cable network. When folks going to turn the TV on, you're going to see us. So I'm just saying, it's an opportunity. Paula at paulagvoice.com. Now, I think we got some birthday shout-outs. We got some birthdays. We got quite a few birthdays. I want to say happy birthday to my cousin, Kenny Parler. Happy birthday, cousin. Appreciate you and love you for everything that you do for the family. Much love. Kenneth Parler, rather. That's my cousin, Kenneth Parler. Happy birthday. One of my Gold Star moms that was with us back in May, Gina Barnhurst. It is her birthday, or yesterday, I believe, was her birthday. Happy birthday to you, Gina. My friend Amy Roney, happy birthday to you, Amy. Gloria Dean Jones Hawkins, Miss Gloria, happy birthday. Hope you're having a great day. Deborah Benton, she is the sister of David Benton from Beyond the Fence. I believe today is her birthday, so we're wishing Deborah Benton a happy birthday. My good friend David Hayden, hey, happy birthday. Sean Westbrook Jr., happy birthday. Waleel Archer. D.L. Wallace, happy birthday to you all. Shane Coleman, she was a guest a while back. I think it's maybe been at least a year and a half that Shane was a guest on the Paula G Show. And my good friend, one of my old, well, not old. When I say old, I mean we've known each other for a long time. Army wives, Sonia Purvis. Happy to you, Sonia. I think her birthday's tomorrow as well. So those are my birthday shout-outs. And let's see, was there anything else I missed? Did I miss anything? I think I covered everything. I think I got it all. I think I got it all in. So I think what we're going to do is take a little bit of a music break, listen to a bit of Walk With Me by Jasmine Gent. You remember she was on a while back? Just an amazing young lady. Her music is just absolutely wonderful. And I was glad to have her on the show. I'm glad to have her here as a guest. So we're going to listen to a little bit of Jasmine Gent, Walk With Me. And then when we come back on the flip side, we'll be speaking with my guest this evening. She's an actress. She's a photographer. She's a pole dance instructor. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about it. She's a drama teacher. She has a film that will be opening, I believe it's next week. A couple of films and just an interesting young lady. We're going to talk about a few things. So when we come back on the flip side of the break, we will be speaking with my guest this evening. But right now, you're listening to Jasmine Gent, Walk With Me. This is the Paula G Show. We'll be back in a few moments. And that was Jasmine Gent, Walk With Me. And her music also can be found on iTunes, Amazon, I believe it's CD Baby as well. You can check her out and all of her amazing music. And if she's ever in your area, I encourage you to go check her out because that young lady is a powerhouse on stage. She's absolutely a powerhouse on stage. So let me tell you about this past weekend and how this whole award thing came about. I started maybe about a year ago, a little less than a year ago, working on a TV talk show, My Journey with Paula G, which is produced by Jerry Royce Live over on Positive Power 21. And the concept is talking about the journey. We interview independent Christian and gospel artists, and we talk about their journey as it relates to their gift. You know, if they sing, if they dance, if they're a musician, whatever their gift is. And then the second half of the show, we talk a bit about their journey, you know, through life. Anytime that you are pursuing whatever it is that you're destined to do, that in itself is a journey. But also, while you're pursuing that and while you're doing that, life goes on. And that's a journey in itself with all of the usual things that happen in life. Maybe you're coexisting, working your passion while you're working your full-time job, or you're coexisting, working your passion, raising a family, or you're going through a challenging time. You could be going through a divorce or tragedy in the family or something of that nature. And these conversations have really been awesome because these artists and they're independent artists have shared their journey as an artist, but also have shared their journey just as a person, you know, going through life, just as a man going through life, just as a woman going through life. And it's really been, the feedback has really been awesome because a lot of people are finding that they can relate to, you know, to these journeys. And we recorded, oh my gosh, at least one season of episodes. And one of the gentlemen that we interviewed was Dr. Fred Newsom, who formerly worked with the Stellar Awards and now has his own awards program, the Newsom Awards, and they are in their 23rd year. And we were recognized by the Newsom team as producers. Jerry Royce and myself were recognized as producers of the year for my journey with Paula G. And when I tell you it's been a ride, it has been a ride. We will be coming to a local cable network right here in the Atlanta area starting in September, so you will actually be able to see my television show on the TV. Right now you can view it on the internet, but you'll be able to view it on TV in the fall. So we'll be talking a bit more about that in the coming weeks. But right now, I want to introduce to you a young lady who, when I say she is dynamic, when I say she is diverse, she is dynamic and she is diverse. And as we journey through our conversation this evening, you will see exactly what I mean. She is an actress. She is a photographer. She's a pole dance instructor. She's a drama teacher and so much more. Please welcome to the Paula G. Show, Shiree Nicolas Christopher.
Hello.
Hello, love.
Oh, this is so cool.
Did I get it
How
right?
are you? Yes, Shiree Nicolas Christopher.
Oh, I got it right. I am wonderful. How are you
That's
doing?
amazing. Good. I'm awesome. Today was a good day, so one day at a time. As long as today was a good day, I'm fine. At the moment, I'm good.
You know what? That's what I always say. You focus on the day. It's not it's not squat you can do about yesterday. Tomorrow, right. We hope it comes. We hope tomorrow comes. But if it doesn't come, then we wasted the day worrying about a day that's not going to come. So let's just focus on today and what's right in front of us.
Absolutely. And tomorrow is based on the moments you have now. So if you're focused on now and how you can make the moment the best it can be, then tomorrow is looking much better, you know?
Absolutely. I love it. I love it. I love it. So I'm telling, when I was reading your bio and preparing for the show, I'm like, oh my God, is an hour enough? But we're going to make it work. We're going to get it in. We're going to work it out. We're going to get it in.
That's hilarious. That's so real. I'm down. We're gonna work through it. A little tidbit here, a little tidbit there. That's actually how I freelance. Is I just do a little bit here and then a little bit there, and it all just kind of comes together to make something.
So is that part of being a Renaissance artist?
I think it's really, and I only kind of made this discovery recently. I think the whole point of being a Renaissance artist is really just about being curious. So it's not just about because the popular phrase is being a jack of all trades and an ace at nothing. And I don't necessarily want to be an ace at nothing, but it really is that I just love exploring, and that the foundation of the art that I do, the reason I love doing it is because I love reaching people. I love communicating to people. I love discussing things that are important or how I feel. And there are so many different ways to do that with the art. And so you kind of do one art and then it leads into something else. And you're like, okay, well, this is a new way to express myself. And so it's really just about like following your intuition and really just about kind of allowing yourself to explore, you know? Life is long. Look around.
Yes, and I love that, allowing yourself to explore and being okay with that. I think so many of us get hung up on, we just allow things to hinder us from doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. What were you going to say?
Yeah, I was actually. It's so weird that you said that. Because I kind of felt like nobody realized the same. A lot of the times, and growing up, I started off doing acting, and I've always been supported to be an actor. So everybody would always be like, I can't wait to see you at the Oscars, and I can't wait to buy a ticket on Broadway, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. But then as I got older, I realized that I also liked doing other things, and I felt like people didn't understand that I could still be an actor and still show interest in other things. And so when people don't really understand that it's more than just finding a career and sticking to it, they kind of go, oh, well, you're indecisive, or you don't want to like stick to something, or, you know, do you know what you're doing? Do you have a plan? And it's like, yeah, my plan is to learn, is to continually like put myself in positions that challenge me and that allow me to have the tool sets and the skills to be able to produce my own work and to really feel like I have control. And so I really feel as if like being a Renaissance artist is kind of its own special journey and specialty. It's quite unique, I think.
It is, because I think what I'm hearing is you have control of your destiny.
Yes.
But it's not defined. It's controlled by, it's not defined because it's controlled by what moves you as you're on this journey. It's controlled by what and correct me if I'm wrong, it's controlled by what moves you as you explore, like you said, curiosity, and you want to learn. So as I see something that I'm curious about and I want to learn, I explore it. And if I see it's something that I can develop or that can develop me, I'm going to sit with it for a minute. Course of sitting with it, if something else blossoms or it's birthed out of that, I'm going to sit with that a moment, and that's how my journey progresses. Is that fair?
Yeah, that's absolutely fair. I would say, though, for me, even that is defined. I think a lot of the times I would feel like as if people were saying it wasn't defined, as if I didn't really have any kind of structure. And the piece that I kind of found with being able to be a Renaissance artist was realizing that my definition is to explore, and even that is something very valid to say that, you know, my definition is my ability to connect with people and to tell stories. And whichever mode that comes in is true to form. It's true to myself, and that is definition. Just because it isn't one road doesn't necessarily mean that it isn't defined. It just means that I have a lot of webs to weave, and I can find a place to bring it all together. And that's my perspective. What helps define all of those things is the stories that I wish to tell. It's how I wish to do my work. And so I am the centerpiece to all of that. I am the definition, and everything else just kind of feeds into that, I think. That makes sense. Does that make sense?
It does, because the fact that you had the courage to stand in that.
Yeah.
Because I'm hearing you loud and clear. You have the courage to stand in that, whereas the norm, however that may be defined, is looking at it like as, okay, you know, wait a minute, this you're not being definitive, and you know it's either black or white, and you know you're in this gray space or this space full of color, where there's so much more to like you said, explore. And I think so many of us miss so many wonderful things in our lives because we don't have the courage to do what it is that you're doing. I just feel like the world is such a big place, and the older that I get and the more that I do explore the art that I find, the more
that I realize how big it is and how small I am. And that's not small in a bad way, but small in putting things in perspective, that everything that seems so overwhelming doesn't have to be. There are so many different lives to be lived. There are so many different perspectives that, we are so often not exposed to. And the more that you see how grand and wonderful the world is, I think the more that you're able to kind of humble yourself, and you're really able to kind of calm down and feel like anything that happens to you is not the end of the world, because it's just the world is a big place for all of it to just end on one problem. Do you know what I mean? It's just, it allows you to kind of find perspective. And it's so interesting that you use the word normal, because it makes sense that think that it was people probably outside of the arts who would only have that opinion. But I think one of the things that really struck me and kind of confused me is that I would get a lot of feedback from other artists who would be like,
really?
Well, I know, exactly. I think because they would find only one art that they would pursue. They'd be like, I'm an actor and that's it, or I'm a photographer and that's it. And that's beautiful, but they couldn't understand that I could do that and I could do this and I could do this in the arts. And they really couldn't put the pieces together. It kind of, to them, felt as if, again, I was undefined, and I was like, but you're an artist. Your whole, the whole thing about it is that you're supposed to be able to be thinking outside of the box, and you're supposed to explore. And so I think that was one of the things that really triggered me. It was like, I don't even have the kind of same understanding, even from quote unquote my own people.
Artist.
So, yeah, I was like, am I really an outsider? But then I found people who I looked up to. That really helped.
Yes. Oh, you know what? I can see down the road, I can see the name Renaissance. You just go by Renaissance. That'll be your name. Just go by Renaissance.
I like it. Introducing Renaissance.
Introducing Renaissance.
Ever since I was a kid, I really loved that term. My favorite artist, Renaissance artist that I fell in love with, and to this day I will rep on my life, is Paul Robeson. And he was the first person that I connected to, because he literally, not only did he do so much, but he did it outside of the arts as well. He was a football player. I think he studied law. He did singing. He was an activist. And I was like, you're doing so many things and you're really good at them. And I felt like, oh, you really someone else, it's not just me, someone else gets it, that you can do multiple things. And so once I started finding my tribe, I was like, okay. Yeah, I'll survive.
I love it. So, this beyond the out-of-the-box thinking, that's what I'm going to call it, beyond the out-of-the-box thinking, and just opening yourself to whatever comes whatever experiences present themselves as you journey through life. One of your experiences was studying at the Royal Central School of Speech and Drama in London. Tell us about that.
It was. Maybe this will take up the whole hour. Jeez, man. Hit me with my good stuff. Right. So I didn't want to go to grad school, but I wanted to live outside of the country because that was part of my exploration. I loved acting, and I thought actors coming out of England were wonderfully gifted, and I was like, I need to train. I need to train wherever they're at, or I just need to go in the environment and see the world, because I really just wanted to experience outside of the States and actually live outside of the States. So I was like, you can either do that if you go to school, or you're married, or you have a job. And I was like, I have no job and nobody wants to marry me, so I'm going to go to school. So I went to
Not yet. It's coming.
Right. Exactly. So I went there to study acting on screen, and I loved the culture. I loved the experience. The school was beautiful, but my experience was actually very, very difficult. It actually feeds into how I think now. I think it was my first real taste of how people operate in the, quote, business side of things. And so it really allowed me to understand, if I want to go into this whole Hollywood, type of environment, what I would be up against. And for a long time, probably for the last 5 years, I really battled myself, because I was like, I really do love acting, but my love of my craft and of the arts is really starting to dwindle, because I don't really like all of this putting all these definitions of success on it, and I don't really like that, people would celebrate would celebrate me if I did, like, no offense to anyone who does this, but anybody who would, like, celebrate me doing, like, a McDonald's commercials or an ad, and I'd be like, that's great, but, like, I love this because I love telling stories, and it's not just about, like, people seeing my face or my name, and not everybody feels that way. Some people are like, you know, this is a business, you have to sell your soul, and I'm just kind of like, well, my soul is
and
my
you're
art.
Not.
Like,
right.
Yeah, if I don't have my soul, I can't do my art. But it taught me a lot. Like, I think that's valuable to kind of understand what you're going into, and in a rather safe environment, because it was just it was a university. But I loved London. I loved seeing the different perspectives, but it really put an interesting spin on me kind of carving out my desire to be a producer, my desire to explore things and give myself a wide skill set so that I could be in charge of the work that I do.
Yes, and I think it's such a one. I think everyone should have the opportunity to not only travel outside of the U.S. Those of us who are U.S. citizens, but to live a moment. It's one thing to travel and vacation outside of the U.S. It's another to actually live outside, because it does give you a totally different perspective. I mean, it just gives you a global perspective on, and just opens up your eyes to so many, different things. And like you said, we're not the only ones on the planet, and there are other cultures and other people that we can embrace and learn from, and just have those, just develop those relationships and have those experiences as well. So now you went to the Royal Central School of Speech and Drama in London, and then you also
I do.
Tell us. This is so funny. All of my things that I do, it's so interesting. It just all comes out of necessity, which is beautiful. Like I think that's part of the journey of being a Renaissance person as well, is being really crafty, of being like, I'm missing this, so how can I fill this position, or how can I fill this space? For me, I kind of fell into teaching. I really love teaching and passing on information. I love the environment because it feels like there's an exchange happening, and I always learn as much as I teach. And so I needed a job that would support me as I go off and now try and produce my own work. And so I found this position of teaching drama to children. And I was like, okay, cool, this is beautiful. I get to practice the work that I've trained in for all of my life, and I get to work with little humans. This is going to be, if anything, an adventure for me. And yes, it absolutely has been. But it's been seriously one of the most amazing things I've ever had to experience. There's something about kids, because they're so unfiltered and so just raw energy and raw personality, that allows you to just be they're like the closest to what acting is about as I could imagine. It's really just about raw energy and just really being present in the moment and just exploring and learning. And I love it so much. I really think teaching, I want something to be, a part of my life. And they're so honest. the children are so honest. That's the thing. Yes. If you want to know the truth, ask a child.
Oh my God, yes. I can't believe and how candid they are. They will literally come up to me and either be like, Miss Shiree, I love that lesson. I love this class. And I'll be like, thank you. Or they'll come up to me and be like, Miss Shiree, I'm bored. Miss Shiree, let's not do that again. And I'll just be like, oh, I'm glad you feel comfortable to tell me all of these things.
Tell me straight up.
Right.
That's boring.
Right. Can we do something else?
Why are you doing that?
Well, like, don't worry about my feelings. I guess I can take it, kids. But it's fantastic. I absolutely love it.
Awesome. Well, you know what? I want you to sit tight. We're going to take a music break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about a strange thing and clench. What's that all about? We're going to talk about that on the. We're going to talk about that on the flip side, and a bit of your script writing, producing, playwriting. We're just going to get it in. We're going to get it in.
I like it.
We are going to get in, and we are having this absolutely wonderful conversation with Shiree Nicolas Christopher, a Renaissance woman. Down the road, we're going to introduce her as Renaissance. Renaissance. But in the meantime,
I love it.
This is the Paula G Show. We're going to listen to a bit of Wishes, and we'll be back on the flip side. This is the Engineer's Pick of the Week. And that was Wishes, the engineer's pick for the week. My engineer has pretty good taste, y'all. Don't you agree?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good taste. This is the Paula G Show, and we are having a fabulous conversation this evening with Shiree Nicolas Christopher. She's an actress, photographer, pole dance instructor, drama teacher, and all-around Renaissance woman. Okay, let me hit the pause button for a minute. I'm listening.
Okay. Are we going to the poll? Is that for
We're
the
going
pause?
to the poll. Let's take it to the poll, baby. Take it to the poll.
That's hilarious. So I started that. Again, this is so because it all comes out of necessity. I needed to find an affordable way to get exercise, and so I did a work study at New York Brooklyn Yoga Studio, and they had pole classes, and so I took a pole class. I fell in love, and I've been chasing it ever since. And then I found a spot where I took classes, and then the owner asked me if I would like to teach, and I was like, well, yes, I would. And so from then on, I've been teaching pole classes. It's a great way to exercise and to have fun.
Indeed. I had a friend of mine that was part of her bachelorette party when she got married. When I tell you, we had the most fun. It was just a group of ladies. We had the most fun. It was just so much fun. But the thing that I keep hearing from you that I love, and I hope my young people that are listening or that will listen in podcasts are hearing what you're saying loud and clear. Some of these opportunities that you have had and some of these areas that you're working in and pursuing, as you mentioned, were out of necessity.
Yeah.
And out of necessity, it was like, oh, I can do this, or oh, I like this, or oh, I'm pretty good at this. And then other things just blossom from there. So what I love about that, and I hope young people and even more seasoned people, that every moment in life, every experience is an opportunity. And if something is birthed out of necessity, if you have a necessity, to think outside of the box.
Yes.
And beyond. And beyond.
I just feel like there's no for most things, at least for most things that I've encountered, there's no unavailable solution for a problem. It's just that you have to find what the solution is. And you have to be driven enough and wanting enough to be able to work for it. It's genuinely about realizing that everything wasn't made yesterday. There have been people who have come through who have most likely been in your position or who have needed what you have needed, and they have developed a way to provide that to other people. And it's literally just about you searching out how to find that, or how do you use what you've gained so far in terms of your knowledge, your skills, to manufacture that for yourself. And so that way, when you think about it in that terms, it never feels as if you are helpless or as if there is nothing you can do to change your situation. It really starts with how you think and see and how you open yourself up to opportunity that is there. It's really all about that, and you can gain so much, so much.
Right. Oh, my gosh. Those are such powerful words of wisdom. I have this tagline, and I always say the greatest conversation you will ever have is the one that takes place in between your ears. And just from our conversation so far, to me, the conversation that goes on in between your ears is, okay, if A doesn't work, then maybe I need to create a new A before I go to B, or maybe I need to create another B, or, explore some other means. And I love what you said about there is no unavailable solution to a problem. You just have to find the solution. I love it.
Really?
I love it. I love it.
Find it, create it. Whip it up, do it. It's there. It is, and sometimes you can come up with something even better than what you were hoping to accomplish, because it's out of the box, or because people have never seen it done that way before, and so it becomes something even more extraordinary than you expected. So it's pretty. It's all about how you think and see the world.
Powerful, powerful stuff. So, and I understand that you believe in passing it on. How do you go about doing that? What does that look like for you?
Passing it on, it means doing what I'm doing right now. It means talking honestly about my experiences and the things that I think have helped me. It means about also physically being helpful, so not just putting in the words, but definitely lending your voice and your body and your power to other people who are in a different process or who need your help or need that support. I am completely and utterly, and the older I get, the more I realize how much I've been given by those who were supportive of me and passed what they had on to me. And so I just feel like there's an obligation for me to be able to do that. That's also why I love teaching, because it's like I joked with my friends the other day. I was like, I've spent, I'm in debt from grad school, from learning all of this information. I trained with the guy from the Globe Theater, and I've done, I've learned choreography from the guy who did Harry Potter. I've done all these amazing things, and then I go teach it to these 8-year-old kids who are like, can we just play with our magic cards? Like, why do you want me to breathe this way? And I'm like, come on, this breath that I'm teaching you has been taught to me by the master at the Globe Theater. And they're like, great. Right. And they're like, I know how to breathe. Stop. Go away. But it's so cool, just that ability to be able to take that information and the fortune I've had to be able to train or to have learned those things and to just pass it on and feel like there's really no other thing than my love for you as a person that I give it to you. There's no need for me to feel like you owe me something or to receive something back. It's just putting it back in that space and knowing that it will feed itself. It's a circle. We all need to survive and help each other, and because that's how we get anywhere,
Right,
each other.
right. And your education, as before you went to the Royal Central School of Speech and Drama, your undergraduate degree hails from Howard University in Washington, D.C.
Yes. That is my school.
Hails from Howard University, and I must say I have been to a lot of graduations because I got a Howard grad in my house. I do.
Yes.
I must say that of all the grad, I'm a school counselor, so I've been to a lot of graduations.
Yes, indeed.
Howard University Theater Arts Program graduation. Yes. All I can say, even if you don't have a child to graduate from Howard University, just go to graduation. Entertainment in itself.
Yes, because we're all, listen, you have to understand that you're not just going to see a graduation of regular people.
Exactly.
All right?
Exactly.
We're not regular coming out of Howard.
No, you're not.
All right?
No.
We go into a space where the teachers are not just teaching you how to act and how to perform, but they're teaching you who you are. So by the time we graduate, you can't really tell us anything. We're just going to live our lives.
This is true.
We're happy we
This is quite true.
Yes, and so we're just going to we're going to show you who we are in this one defining moment as we complete an entire journey. Yeah. Yes, exactly. It's a show.
I shouldn't say walk
we're
across
performers.
the stage. Because nobody walks across the stage at a theater art Howard University graduate. Nobody just walks across the stage. There's no such thing.
No. Who walks? What?
Yes.
We sashay. We glide. We tombe pas de bourrée, but there is no walking. Man, we might cartwheel. Right.
Exactly. Now you started your own company too? Is it Cardboard Artist?
Yes.
Is that correct? Oh wow.
Cardboard
Okay.
Artist, yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. So it is basically I'll tell you some of the difficulties of being the Renaissance person. How my mind works is that you do have a risk of being not able to kind of pull it all together. There was one point where I was like, I have so many ideas, and I see them so vividly, but obviously you need the time and the effort to bring them all to life. And when it feels like sometimes I would be doing one project and I'd finish it, and then my mind would drag me to another station, and I'd be like, okay, but I've just done one thing, so I haven't really built anything. It felt like I was building 10 different houses at some point. And so Cardboard Artist is a way for me to build maybe one house with 10 rooms. So I can go into each room and I can add something there. I can do a photo shoot, and it could be something artistically I love, and I could put it on my site, or I could put it in my company, or I could shoot a film and it would come in and build the same company name. And so basically it's a house. it's a house for me to really kind of build my perspective. So when you're going into it, when you see a film I've done, when you see a photo shoot I've done, when you see a video or anything or a play, it's all coming from a central source, a central idea. So that's basically what it is. It's an art house production company that does multidisciplinary arts, but under the guise of necessity and just creativity and strong perspective.
There's that word again, necessity. I love it.
Well, can I say, I got the name Cardboard Artist because I came home from Central and I was really dejected, and I was like at home with my parents, and I was just feeling so drained from that experience. And I didn't have any of my art resources with me because I was at home and I wasn't where I was like surrounded by artists. And so I made my first film using my cell phone because I didn't have any other film. And I was thinking about, like, I was so proud of myself because I was like, I'm here, I'm drained, I have nothing of a resource, no friends, no artists around me. But I made my first film on my cell phone because that's all that I had. And I completed it, and I was so proud that I had done something creative. And I thought about cardboard and how, you know, you see – I was thinking about homelessness and how a lot of homeless people carry around cardboard and how you see it manifest itself in so many different ways. It can be a blanket, it can be a sign, you know, it can be anything. And I was like, I am cardboard. Like I will morph myself into many different things, but I will always find a way to survive and to thrive. And I was like, that's what I want to build my company on, that no matter what, I won't be stopped because I will alchemy the ish out of everything until I get to where I need to go. Like, I will change it and make something from it, even if it's just cardboard.
Yes, that is awesome. And tell us about the Fail Safe Festival. Is it Fail Safe Festival?
Fail Safe Festival. That's where my show, A Strange Thing, is happening on this Friday and this Saturday. It is a lovely festival that I did last year with a project I was doing, the pop-up chair. It's a festival where it really caters to new artists and to works in progress, but really to artists who are thinking outside of the box or doing really weird things. And so I was like, oh, that's me. So basically we were provided production space. Yeah. And Emma is the name of the woman who has developed it. And she has been so wonderful. And she basically just gives us a space to play and a system kind of to set up ourselves. And it's just wonderful. I really feel free in doing my works and feeling like I have a safe space to jump off a cliff if I want to, and I often do.
Yeah.
So.
Yes, and speaking of jumping off a cliff, August 10th, Friday, August 10th.
Yes, and Saturday, August 11th.
Tell us about that.
Okay, so I have a show called A Strange Thing that shows on, this Friday at 6 p.m. and Saturday at 10 p.m. At the Producers Club in the Times Square area on West 44th.
In New York?
In New York, yes, in New York. And it is a one-person play, and it is called A Strange Thing, and it's about a muse and a writer who spend the evening trying to write a eulogy for a funeral the next day. And we see them in their creative process trying to come up with this wonderful eulogy that is going to put them on the spot and bring them back from fading into the nothingness of artists. But it's really, even though it talks about death, that's supposed to be the theme, that's supposed to be the strange thing about musings on death and what can you really say about it in a eulogy in 8 minutes, of a speech. Really, it's a euphemism for fear and for failure. Death is failure, and a lot of us have a fear of it, just like we have a fear of death. And it's really just a play that's kind of mimicking where I'm at right now, where it's like you can't really fear that which you don't really truly understand. And a lot of ways you can't avoid. You can't, if you want to succeed, you can't avoid, a possibility of failure. And most likely, just in general, that it's going to happen, possibility or no, you're going to encounter failure. And so, it's just basically a play that talks about that and takes you through their creative process and the ups and downs of trying to craft something. It's really art mimicking life.
Wow.
Because at the same time, I'm building this play, so, yeah.
Yes, and then you have another piece, which is entitled Clench.
I do. That was my first official short film that I made with a team. I made it when I first came to New York. I had written the script, I think in grad school, and I had sent it to some festivals just as a script and gotten positive feedback for it. And so I was like, cool, going to make it. Don't know what I'm doing. Have no idea about how to make a film because I've studied theater all of my life. But I want to get it done, so let's get it done. So I found good friends, and I did fundraising campaigns, and I got it made. And it's an interesting little film. But I'm going to do a showcasing of it this year in New York, and then I've been submitting it to festivals and like. So as soon as I hear back from that, we'll see how that goes. But regardless, I really love it. I absolutely am so proud of myself because it was hard.
Yes.
It was hard.
You just made it. I love it. You just make a way. You see something that you want to do, and you just figure out how to do it. You just figure out how to do it. And just
you
make
have
it
to
happen.
do that over and over again, so it becomes a habit.
Yeah, I like that. It has to become a habit.
The habit of succeeding, right? Build a habit of thriving off of nothing, and then eventually you'll have something. You'll have a lot of some things.
Wow. Now, how can the audience keep up with you, be it website or social media, so they can keep abreast of?
So social media, you can do cb.artist. At cb.artist, or you can do cbartist.com is my website. And as projects come, I'll be sending out flyers and whatnot, and so you guys can keep updated there.
Awesome. And what do we see down the road? I mean, I know we're focused on today, but I know there's got to be some great ideas floating around in that mind.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness. Though I love this show, I'm also excited that it's going to be done after this. Well, this part anyway. This part is going to be done. I have some ideas on some short film stories that I want to shoot, and just some video, more video and photography based things on the horizon that I'm really, really excited about. I'm actually really stoked about these things. The more that I've gone along, the more that I've realized I need to work smarter and not necessarily harder. So a lot of my projects I've just kind of structured in a way that I just think it's going to be cool for me to be continuous in the work that I do, and then I just think are really potent because they just hit the right spot. So I'm excited.
Yeah. That is absolutely awesome. Was there anything we've missed?
Girl, so I was born in. My parents were when I was a fetus. No, I think we got it all. I had 2 dogs growing up. I think we nailed it.
I love it. I want to encourage you, although I don't think I need to encourage you, to continue this journey. Just to continue this journey. I have this.
Yes, ma'am.
TV talk show that will be airing in the Atlanta area pretty soon. It's produced by myself and my partner in crime, Jerry Royce, live on Positive Power 21. And this has been a journey. And as I have listened to you, it has just resonated with me in that when you see something that you're curious about or is of interest to you or you're passionate about, figure out a way to make it happen. I know that sounds vague, it sounds gray, and all that kind of stuff. Figure out a way to make it happen, because if it was meant for you, if it was destined for you, the God of the universe will open those doors, he'll make a way, and it will come to fruition. So I thank you so much.
Yes, he will.
I know that you encouraged somebody tonight, you blessed somebody tonight, and do know going on, you are welcome back anytime. You can reach out and say, hey, I've got some new things going on, and we'll be happy to share.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I honestly, I'm so grateful that you said that. I thank you 100 tenfold. Thank you.
You are quite welcome. You are quite welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, Shiree Nicolas Christopher, a.k.a. Renaissance, right here on the Paula G Show. We are going to take a music break, listen to a bit of questions, and then I have some closing remarks about my journey. This is the Paula G Show. We'll be back in a moment.
can this be real? All these sweet emotions, all these things I feel. Will you please tell me how this came to be? Me loving you and you loving me. Got so many questions, things I need to know. I like some answers, things only you can show. It's so natural.
And I think that song says it all, and my guest was just an example tonight of questions. When you have a question, questions, curiosity, you find the answers. You do what needs to be done to figure it out. And I love what she said. There's no unavailable solution to a problem. You just have to find the solution. And when I tell you that no truer words have been said, as I have been on this journey of producing along with Jerry Royce, and I cannot thank him enough. I cannot thank him enough for believing in my dream of having a TV talk show and trusting his vision of a TV talk show with me. You know, as your journey, take the journey of doing what it is that you love to do. And I'm speaking from experiences in this journey of this TV talk show. You see it, you see the vision, and as Shiree was saying, you know, you see what it is, and you have to figure out a way to get there. It's not always going to be black and white. There are going to be bumps. There are going to be obstacles. All of those things are lessons along the way to help you on that journey to get where it is that you need to go. And as a result of our journey, you know, we have been recipients of this wonderful award, the 23rd Newsome Award, 2018 Producers of the Year, Jerry Royce Live and Paula G for my journey with Paula G. It has indeed been a journey, and I want to encourage each and every one of you. You have a journey. I have a journey. You have a journey. We all have a journey. The key is to finding out whatever problems may come in your path that are obstacles towards that journey. Like Shiree said, just figure out a solution. Just figure out a solution. As long as you're moving forward, you're taking that leap of faith, figure out a solution. It will come to fruition. I'm a witness. I'm a witness. Like I said, you've got a journey. I've got a journey. We all have a journey. Each of us can say, this is my journey. Shouts out to my engineer, Mike. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. I appreciate you, having you back. Courtney Denise, thank you so much for being such a wonderful associate producer. Don't forget, Late Night Real Estate Talk with Ramon Tukes and Julia Standard in 30 minutes from 10 to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Survivor Radio Network 2, also Survivor Radio Christian Network, my good friend. Faith Walk with Joyce White, Tuesdays at 7:30 p.m. Ladies and gentlemen, remember, the greatest conversation you will ever have is the one that takes place in between your ears, because it will affect your journey. What are you speaking to yourself? What is your I am? I leave you now until next time.
Hardee's Happy Hour isn't your average happy hour. From 2 to 5 p.m., double sliders are only $1.25. Call it a charbroiled hour, a double beef hour, a whole lot of melty cheese hour. Call it what you want. Happy Hour at Hardee's is a good call. Offer for a limited time and only between 2 and 5 p.m. Price and participation may vary. Tax not included.